Real kitchen remodel miniature. Finally done.
In a world, a tiny, miniature world that exists only in her imagination.
3 years ago or so, I started building a 1/12 scale model of how I'd like to have our kitchen remodeled. For about a year, I created videos of my work in progress on the model, as you can find on my channel. It then occurred to me I was spending more time on creating the videos rather than building my model, so I quit doing the videos. I worked a bit more on my model, then other projects and activities got in the way, and I put away my balsa wood and tools until a few weeks ago. I've now completed my miniature kitchen, which is laid out like my real kitchen, so I'm making this video to show off the finished room. First, an overview of my real kitchen remodel miniature. We start at the north wall and turn to the east wall with the stove, then a look at the south wall, then to the west and back to the north. Let's step away for a closer look at the rolling cart. The top drawer will be for foils, plastic wrap, and plastic bag. I'll use the middle drawer for storage containers and the bottom one for towels and washcloths. Then there is a pull-out section to hold a trash can inside and a paper towel holder on the outside. Next is the drop leaf to raise when needed for food prep. There will be a pull-out leaf holder to make it level with the fixed top of the cabinet. I used wheels for the cart from a mini skateboard from the toy aisle of the dollar store. And let's go back to the next section of the video. We turn to the northeast corner of the kitchen to see the pantry. And we step away to take a closer look at that pantry. I hinged the door using pieces of linen coated in Mod Podge. On each shelf is a Lazy Susan, which I made using metal hoops. Now to the northeast corner cabinets. In the first section is a pull-out drawer and a hinged door. And then the base corner cabinet. It has a Lazy Susan on each of two shelves, which each have a wedge cut out so the shelf can be turned to reach items and then positioned correctly so the door can close. And then I have 3 working drawers. To the right of those drawers is the sink, which I scrolled by too quickly in the video, so here's a close-up photo of it. I made the sink out of balsa wood coated with spackling and then painted with a splatter of adobe and olive colored paints on a black background. The faucet is a piece of paper clip stuck in a pierced earring back. The handles are cut pieces of a pair of earrings. The backsplash is something I designed and printed on my computer, then laminated. It's held to the back of the cabinets with duct tape and glue. Then we pass the dishwasher and fridge and the patio door, which is on my second video of this model. Then back towards the northwest corner. Following are more details about this mini kitchen. I made some simple appliances. Maybe someday I'll make more detailed appliances, but for this project my focus has been on the custom cabinetry. So, pretty simple appliances. For the handles, I used pieces of black zip ties. The stove controls are about twice the size they should be, but I used what I had. The stove burners are each made of 3 rubber O-rings to emulate the spiral element on electric stoves. The spice cabinet is something I'll find handy if and when we can remodel our real kitchen to look like this model. This is the base cabinet. I have a similar wall cabinet above. This has a pull-out section with box-like shelves to hold spices. Maybe some year I'll make mini bottles and boxes to go in here, though I have a couple miniatures I'm more interested in constructing before that. A couple years ago I did make a model in my video number 3 of this series of the cart I wanted, but I have made a new one because there are a couple things on the old one that just weren't right for me. Here are my photos and descriptions of the new cart. This shows the support for the leaf. I cut out the section which will allow the support panel to slide. The under panel has an 1/8 inch square by 1 inch long balsa stick. This shows the leaf support tucked in. And another view. Here is an underside view of the leaf support after I put the top on it. Some close-ups of the leaf support hardware. I partially routed out channels in the balsa wood and glued in a piece of a paper clip to use to pull the support shelf out. This shows the cart with the leaf support extended before I put the countertop on it. A close-up view of the underside of the leaf support. And another view. This shows the trash can pull-out section of the cart. I put a frame on the base of the pull-out so the trash can will fit in it fairly securely. I then attached the outer panel of the trash can pull-out section. Looking at that outer panel. And a fuller view of the trash can pull-out. The pieces of the paper towel holder and a view of when it was finished. After drilling 2 teeny holes in those 2 pieces, I glued the 2 sides to the back of the paper towel holder. For the paper towel holder rod, I used an extra long straight pin which I cut slightly longer than the width of the holder. I used 2 pierced earring backs to hold the rod in place. I cut strips of a real paper towel and wrapped them around a cocktail straw using double-sided Scotch tape to hold the roll together. This is the completed trash pull-out section. I made the trash can out of balsa wood to be exactly 1/12 the size of the real trash can I'll use in my real kitchen. I cut a piece of black grocery bag for the liner. I stuck the sides of the bag together by melting it between 2 pieces of parchment paper and a small barrel curling iron. In the top drawer of the cart, I made a tiny balsa wood box to hold foil and plastic boxes. I made those products years ago. I scanned and printed the boxes 1/12 of the original sizes. And the final step of the cart, I bought a tiny toy skateboard at the dollar store, unscrewed its wheels, and glued them onto the base of the cart. One of the first things I bought when I began making this miniature kitchen remodel is the 1/12 scale table and chairs. I knew I didn't want to build 4 chairs, thus pre-made was it. I also knew I'd save this dining set as my reward for finishing the rest of the miniature kitchen. I painted the table and chairs in a Mexican folk style to coordinate with the coffee table I have painted in my real living room. So, that's it, my long labor of love. I hope to see it someday at full size in my house. Thank you for your time and interest.